Hey everybody, you probably remember me from my, I think like 2-year-old I-129F videos that I made and posted on YouTube. Well, the good news is we're healthy and living together here in America. My wife came here and we got married, and now we have our first son. So now's the time to do the I-751, the removal of conditions for a green card. So I just wanted to make another little video just to go over what you need to do. As always, a really good website, which I'll have in the video description of this video on YouTube, is visajourney.com. That's where I got all this guide and all this information from. So the first thing you'll need is obviously the payment. You'll need to write a check. I think right now it's $590, which includes the biometrics fee. So you'll have to write that out to the USCIS. And then after that, you'll need a cover letter, basically just saying what the date is, what your service center is, your spouse's A number. And you also need to just include like a brief list of what else is included, like all your evidence for a bona fide relationship with your spouse. And then of course just sign it there at the bottom, and then you're good to go on that one. Of course, always make tons of copies. So what's unique about our situation is, if you read the I-751 form, if you've moved since your spouse became a permanent resident, they want you to, USCIS requires you to type up a list of all your addresses that you lived at. So this is what I did. So I basically used the same header as the other letter, as the cover letter, but the body, I just created a bulleted list with all of our addresses, you know, starting, ending, pretty easy stuff. So that's all they want. I assume if they run some background checks, they want all your addresses and whatnot. And then here we go to the actual form. So the form itself is only 3 pages. The first page is basically just information about the green card holder, your spouse. The second page is basically just more information, you know, when you got married, how you gained your conditional residence, if you have any children down here, and then if you have any disabilities. And then the third page is just signing. So it's pretty standard stuff. It's not really all that complicated. Of course, I made 3 copies. Send off 1 and keep the other 2 just in case you have to resend in something. You'll have a third backup copy. So as part of the evidence of a marital relationship, my wife and I just bought our first house. So I included the deed to the house. I just made a couple copies. Basically, you want to make sure it says both your names, and you also want to make sure it says your address. So we got that here. Of course, I made 3 copies again. And then the next thing I did is I took a copy of our mortgage settlement statement, or HUD. HUD 1 as they're called. Basically, it just shows both of our names. It shows the location. It shows, you know, the title company where, you know, the settlement agent was at. Stuff like that, just to prove that, you know, we have an ongoing marital relationship and we have some, you know, joint accounts. So, of course, another 3 copies of that. And then another big piece that you want to include, if you and your wife, or spouse, sorry, if you and your spouse have had a kid, while she or he was here in America on the conditional green card, always want to include a copy of their birth certificate. So we just had our first son September 1st last year. So this would definitely be some good evidence. Let's see. So, and then another piece of evidence is basically I took a copy of our dental and health insurance, which has my name and it has my wife's name. And I also, just to prove that we live in the same house too, I took a copy of her Illinois state ID, and I took a copy of my driver's license, which has the same address. And also, you will need a copy of your green card too, front and back. So I just put it on the same sheet just to save paper. Hopefully they're okay with that. If not, I can always cut it out and make it look like it's on its own sheet of paper. What you'll want to do is probably just write next to them, what they are, just in case they're not self-explanatory or what you're trying to prove. And then one of the last things is just the back of the cards. You probably don't need a lot of the backs of them, except you'll need the green card definitely. Always include the back of the green card. So that's it for really the paperwork evidence. Another thing that you probably want to do is print out maybe 10 or 20 pictures through the course of the year or two that you've been here under the conditional residence, and just print them out and submit them along with your I-751 packet as further proof. So just an example, that's me and my wife and our son just recently. And another picture of us. Another picture of us in Egypt before we had our son. Picture of us in Chicago before we had our son. Same Chicago. Another Egypt picture. And then here's us vacationing down in Miami when she was pregnant. It's good to include photos of vacations and whatnot. There's my wife in the hospital. And there's the little boy after he came out. So, yeah, there's another one of us. And here's one of our house, which will kind of help, show that we own the house jointly. And here's Christmas. So, yep. So that's pretty much all you have to do. Other than that, it's pretty much just really the hardest part was just coming up with the payment, really, and just documenting everything and taking photocopies. So it's pretty similar to I-129F. So, well, I hope this helped. If not, you can always go to visajourney.com, where I got most of these guides and information. You can also go to greenparrot.com, which is my personal website, and you can always keep checking out our YouTube channel. So we'll probably have more videos. So thanks for watching.